Hi, Mariana. Bien. I'm sorry if it looks like one eye is like cleaner than the other. It's just that my mascara was a bit off. And actually I have like, I don't know how to say it in English, but I have like a red eye. So that's why I have more makeup here than here, because I had been like uh my right eye was actually very like itchy. So oh, thank you. Just that it had been like really itchy and like very um like I had a very teary eye, like like very like, and it hurt, like it hurts this part, like a bit swollen. But oh well. Thank you. Eso. See, I actually think that it's allergies, because yesterday I had to attend to an event while I was still at work, so I had to use the makeup on my workplace that was there. Hey Fluffy, hey Jugo. Um, and those makeups are like testers, so I think that probably, I don't know if it was like expired or someone used it and it is got contagious or something. And I used it last night, and then I woke up with my eyes like that, with a red eye, and very itchy and painful. Hey, Marie. So yeah, that's why I have more makeup here, that actually I should remove it, than this eye. Hello, Samara. How are you guys? sorry that I connected at these hours. It's just that I really wanted to take my Sunday off and really like get some proper sleep and just relax and rest. And if I did the live, I have to wake up like at a reasonable hour to do the live. So that's why I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this now. So I actually, as some of you know, that if you are on our Discord channel, that we talked about the news that the the magnets of the boys are returning to the group, to their activities, like they were in hiatus, especially like the magnet was like in a hiatus of 7 months, so he's back in activities. Like we don't know when we're going to get to see him, probably in the next like um promotion. But I was really happy when I read the news. um and also Sonu, that he is also of the Magna line. He was recently in hiatus because of, I believe, like a neck injury or shoulder injury, and he's coming back to activities very soon as well. So I hope it's for the best. I'm really like, I cannot wait to see them again, like the group being 11 members like the original are. So I'm really excited about that. So I hope that this means that this decision was made very consciously, like thinking about their well-being and taking into consideration what is better for the guys, not only to think of it like from a perspective of of what of gaining an ambition. So that's my wish as a fan. But I'm really excited. That's great, Mariana. Hola, Lari. And also, well, we have like we have two Bettys of NCT 127. I love the song, and also we have the new Blackpink song. Um, is it Shut Down or Shut Down? I love that song. And actually, last night I attended an event at the like like it was like in a club, and they were playing Blackpink's new song. So I had a sort of like deja vu, So definitely you can tell that beat um is going to be very like viral or very like used for party and events where there's like a lot of energy. So I was like pleased to hear the song, while I was having drinks. So I was like really having fun and enjoying myself, and I and I happened to to know the song. I was laughing to myself because I was like, probably I wouldn't say I was the only K-pop fan that actually were like, oh, I'm listening to a Blackpink song in a club. But I think that that's what I was talking to myself, like thinking, like reflecting that I actually knew what song it was, and I knew that it was Blackpink's. So definitely I believe that I'm going to get to hear that song very often. Yes, yes, I believe it's better. Yeah. Especially because of the strong message. Like You know that I did pull cards continuously for Blackpink, and I did get a lot of sorts suits in the readings for them. So I was like, okay, the girls have a lot to say. The girls have a lot of ideas. The girls have a lot of like it's not just about being creative of getting involved into a creative process. It's more about the speaking up, about, like, okay, I want to tell a story probably, or I want a lyric that represents my journey or my experience. And they were like with this sort of like, at least that's what I got when I read for them, this sort of like very um very air element, like, okay, I have a lot to say, and I'm going to say it, and it's going to be very cutthroat, and it's going to be very direct, and it's going to be probably a lot of words, but it's going to be like, I would say like attack, but it's going to have a very straightforward like message, and it's going to come really fast. So yeah, it's interesting to see this happening now. The album overall, okay, it's okay. I'm just not a huge fan of ballads, but I like free songs. Oh, do you think all members will resign with YG? Yeah, I don't know. We just have to wait and see that. I think that when it comes to the girls, probably there's a lot of like push and pull. The other day, I believe the last live that I did, I pulled some cards and I talked how the girls are slowly moving on, like making like progress and feeling like they can move their energies towards what they want to get, towards getting a wish granted. Like getting like a wish come true. Like you're like, okay, I want this to for me, or I want to try this. And and yes, I think that the girls are getting a bit more content with how the ways are developing. Like probably they were frustrated a bit at the beginning. Probably this is not how they wanted their comeback to be, or probably there was something about, I don't know if it's timing or what, that they weren't very happy to do this comeback in this period, or the way they did it. There was like a lot of inconformity. At least that's what I got from the cards. But they were, this time they were, at least that's what I was able to see in the cards, that they were able this time to really say it. I mean, to say it to someone's face, like, we don't like this, like, we don't want this, we don't agree with this. Even though they are professionals, and having a strong opinion doesn't mean that they are going to change everything like in a day. Like, okay, yes, we say we want this and we're going to get it, or we no, I don't know, we become more blunt in the way we express ourselves, and we're going to get results, or we're going to get what we want. Probably not, because actually I think that they are in a sort of atmosphere, and probably the producers and the people, the higher ups and the people in there, they are very like stubborn, and also very like traditional. So for them to listen to a female is like, okay, yeah, we pretend like we understand where you come from, but at the end you're going to do what I say. So I think that there's a lot of push and pull right now. I wouldn't say like, oh, they are happy, but at least they got a win in something. They got a wish granted. They got like, probably they had sort of demands that they wanted, and they got something. Probably a 50% they got. But I think that with them, it's going to have to do with negotiating. The girls are very smart. I don't think they are going to quit, but they have to remain strong, and they have to remain like one force, like four of them being like in the same page, on the same page. Shutdown is great, and there was many references to the previous songs in the MV. I think most K-pop companies are like that with their girl groups. Yes, probably, Mari Alba. I think that that's what I always get when I read for girl groups, and maybe for some people that I don't know, they watch my videos, they are like, oh, but you are always like saying the same, and it's because it's the energy that they exude. It's this sort of like we are not as free as you think we are. Like we can be talking about being badass, about being strong females, about being independent, about not falling in love and breaking up and and coming back stronger, but actually they are very like restricted in this environment, in this industry. And the cards, the tarot, that's what they show me. And actually this is what they show me even for male groups, that maybe for people it's like, oh come on, I want to hear something juicy, or I want you to tell me that my favorites are going to stand against all odds and they're going to come back like having the power and the control over everything. And actually sometimes there are a lot of groups that they do not have freedom. Even the most powerful ones, you think that they have a sort of autonomy, but they don't. At the end, they don't. And as time progresses and as time passes, you end up like opening your eyes to the reality that yes, when you are in a work or professional environment, there are some things that you need to negotiate. And sometimes you can be very good at your job, but your boss is the boss and you are an employee. And this is something that for K-pop idols is about that. They can look very tough, they can look very powerful on stage, and this is their power, of course. This is why they are where they are. But there are some decisions that are held by other people. And that they would definitely like replace a group for a younger one or a group for a new one and start from zero if they could, just like a company would. If we get fired because they don't like our performance, we would get fired and they would find a replacement for us in 24 hours. It's the same. It's the same. Like that's why when we were talking about this on Discord, like sometimes we shouldn't be so confident and such a like a company stand, because all the companies have their interest, and their interest is making money out of these people. So the the we are family, we are together, we are this, we are that. Yeah, that that family culture, we get it. I seen it in other areas. So we should always like keep our minds like open, because if someday a company mistreats someone or just don't take care of their artists, don't act like you didn't see it coming, because sometimes it's right before your eyes, it's just that you don't want to see it. And also, like I mention all the time, the idols are not supposed to say, oh, I don't like my manager, or I don't like the way I'm being treated. Of course they don't have to discuss these things with you, because you shouldn't know about this. But a job is a job, and they are working. So, support the idol and the human behind the idol, but don't be a blind believer of. Hello, Hope. Joke is on the company though, because it's up to the girls to resign or not. Jisoo Rabin was a pleasant surprise. No K-pop idol has ever had 100% creative control. Exactly, Marie. Exactly. Hello, Rim. I want to frame this and put it on a wall. No K-pop idol has ever had 100% creative control. And actually, control in general. Because the ones that have the control is the people, is the investors, is the CEO, is the higher ups. The idol, it doesn't matter if you are the most successful and most popular, the idol is a working force. So, like, yes, yes, not just, yes, K-pop idols, like, yes, like artists in general. You can be very, like, um forward thinking, you would want to be an independent artist, but at the end of the day you need a company to support you. Yes, they are employee at the end of the day. So yeah. um did you watch, guys, the last NCT 127 MB, two baddies? It's interesting to me because once on a live with TXT, some fans were commenting a color for a hairstyle they wanted them to try. They just say it's never up to us. Yeah, a lot of people like actually think that the idols choose their styles, or that they like their styles. And actually, I'm sure some of them make a huge amount of effort to pull off some hairstyles and outfits that they think are awful or very uncomfortable, or that they almost make them lose their hair, or that it's very itchy, or that, I don't know, only they know what they go through in order to, because it must be tough, like every comeback, like changing your style. And it's not like you go to the hairdresser once a month to get your hair done. It's every day having people on you, touching you, like, removing things from you, putting new things, like, yeah. No, they don't get to choose that. Mm-hmm. Everything is carefully calculated. Sometimes some idols do, but it's not common. Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, they can, like, have a saying, yes. But it's like you have to do it. Like, you have to do it. Hmm. They are also subject to the audience expectation. Yes. Yes. Like showing their abs. Whose idea do you think is that? Taeyeon said once, our hair is not our property. Must fit with concept. Fortunately, Shiny members do have some creative control after all this time. see some idols do choose and some don't, because judging from TXT choose the pink hair and Lisa about discussing the styles with the hairstylist. Yeah, there are some idols that actually they some of them do have a lot of good like um vision of what is a style. So yeah, there are some creative actually, some creative idols that they do submit their ideas, yes. But I'm sure that they have to prove that they have some sort of like, because you have to be very like, like intelligent when you deliver an idea or when you like deliver an opinion. You have to have like substance, to support the idea, not just be like, oh, I like the color pink, I want to wear something pink. No, you have to have like a strong opinion to back that up, and they have to agree, and you have to be patient and work with them and try to, somehow come up with a plan, and they have to agree, they have to approve it, and it must be like, it's not because you are nice and they're like, oh, like, okay, let's hear this idol's opinion. The thing is, they ask the creative team and they take it in consideration, but it must fit the concept. But at the end, Loiva is their team that choose. Okay, guys, because this live is going to be very short because I'm really tired. So Loiva, um, so let's jump directly to the title of my live of today. That it's about the Deluluness. So when we think about the Deluluness, in your opinion, what do you think that it's the most Delulu thing or comment opinion, a scene that you witnessed, that you are like, okay, this is very Delulu, or either it's from you, your own person, or you saw it in someone and you were like, oh my god, this is another level of Delulu. When do you consider that Delulu is cute and understandable and sort of, like fun, and when do you consider that it's creepy? Some fans think their fave is pure innocence and never dated. Oh, burn Rim. Oh, yes, yes. That one is a level of the luminous mixed with denial. The luminous mixed with denial. Thinking companies and idols are family. Oh, Samara, yes, you too, you too. Totally. Mhm. The Lulu creepy is a sang behavior. Exactly. Yes, Mary. Yeah, yeah. Mingyu te va a sacar de la pobreza y se va a casar contigo. Una vez leí. Oh, you once read that Mingyu is going to marry you and get you out of poverty, like of being poor? Oh my. Can you imagine if you date like I don't know, like a broke idol, like in the sense of monetary, like with a broke bank account, a former idol or an idol that is penniless, and you have to support him and buy him clothes, and oh my god, can you imagine? Can you imagine who is going to save who? Who's going to save who? I can never read fan fiction about idols or actual human beings. Thinking the idol belongs to them, and when they date, they consider it's a betrayal. So they end up hating them. Yes, exactly, Rim. That's very toxic. Yes, that's very toxic. Yes, expecting that much of someone that doesn't know you, and that actually, yes, the artist uh can seduce you, can influence you, can somehow like make you believe in a sort of like love bombing atmosphere, but they are not like threatening you to be like, oh, you should follow me and buy my albums and spend all your existence and your money and your time on me. Is a decision, it's an investment that you do because once you get like joy out of this, and second because it has to do with you, with what makes you happy, but they are not like the responsibles of your own happiness, and even they are not the responsibles of your own unhappiness. So yeah, I think that hating someone because they have like a real connection and relationship with another person is like, I don't know, like why. I once saw someone who kept a journal and wrote fantasy dates about their idol and treating it as real. Oh wow. But the roles were vice versa. Oh. Yeah, it's just that this is what happens when we think about the Deluluness, that it somehow it always ends up being in a sort of like it gets worse and worse. Like we can come up with a lot of different like opinions about what is the Lulu behavior. We can start from the very funny and goofy and innocent ones to the very creepy ones. Like it can go from 0 to 100 in a second. That's why, like like I always tell you, mob mentality, and and also this has to do because we as fans or as audience, we somehow like enable each other to think this way. For example, the Lulu person or the Lulu individual is not alone. Like they somehow find a group, a niche, I don't know, someone commenting on Twitter, on another platform. They found some mutuals, people that feel the same or probably are not bothered by their deluluness. They accept it and they are okay with it, and they just like, you don't know when to tell that person, I think that you are like going too far. I think that sometimes the fans, we do know people that are obsessed, and maybe we're not that obsessed, and we are like, okay, I can see that you are a bit too invested in this, that is no longer cute. It's not funny. It's not hilarious. It's a bit like concerning. But well, like I tell you, it has to do with all the content. It has to do with everything that you have on the internet about your favorites. It's not only you, they are feeding you as well. So the most Lulu thing is to think that you know the idol intimately. Some fans are ready to support an idol no matter what, and if you doubt the idol, then you are a traitor according to them. Yes, I agree with that too. Yeah, yeah. It's just that the person that it's the Lulu, or because um I think that it's a very compulsive behavior. Like, you don't know. It's like when you start collecting things. You start very naively, like collecting one or two items, and then all of a sudden you have like a lot of things. So, it can be like you can get really toxic, or you can get really invested in not knowing. Especially because I sometimes associate, because I know people that they call themselves delusional or delulus, and actually they are very funny and they are very loving people. And they recognize that it's just fantasy, that it's not that they are going to actually like go to someone's house or stalk an idol in real life. It's just like a fantasy, and we all have fantasies. So I think that sometimes it can get a bit like worrying when that person doesn't have like an emotional support, or someone that can be really like able to let them know, like, okay, you maybe are like going with this too far, or like you are talking about this too often, and like not to let it get normalized, like this sort of behavior. I saw that Taeyeon once called out as a song that followed them to an airplane and took pictures of them sleeping on the plane. I think astrologically it's the Neptunian power, very scary. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people like actually like associate obsessions or delusional, they think that is associated with the Scorpio placements, and actually I don't think so. If like there are a lot of Scorpio people that, or Scorpio placements, that can indicate that you are obsessive about certain things, but it's an obsession from a place of observation. Like, I really have to decide and go through a process where I decide if I'm going to invest my intensity on you. It's like the Scorpio energy, the Pluto energy. It's not something that you just release and you're like, okay, I'm going to be obsessed with you from now on. No, it's more about like being selective. Like, are you really worth it of my intensity? Like, do you really like, Scorpio energy don't waste their time. They don't put their energy or their intentions or the intensity on situations or people that don't deserve it. That's, I think that that's very like judgmental about Scorpio energy. I definitely believe it has to do with Neptune energy. And I think I once read that um a lot of serial killers, like birth charts, they have very strong Pisces placements and also Neptune placements that indicated a sort of dissociation between what's real and their fantasy. So that's why they were um so like out of their own persona when they perform certain things, and they act like they didn't remember, or that they weren't present. An air element I saw. Yeah, air element it can be. Um yeah, I don't know if air elements, because air element, they can give away they can give themselves away very easily because they are very talkative, or they cannot like hold their information in. and they probably like would brag a lot about, what they know or what they think they know, or if they think that they're smarter than you. So those people, um I would say a lot of Pisces energy, yes, and Neptune energy. And of course we have like Charles Manson, that he was, or he, I don't know, is he still alive, Charles Manson? Well, he is, or he was a Scorpio sun, but you know he actually like executed the whole scorpionic or Pluto influence. That it's that actually he wasn't the one making, like, killing people. Actually, he manipulated others to do that. So that's what I tell you, that Scorpio energy is very selective, and it's very, like, I don't know how to say this, but it's like they can actually like make you do something, and then being like, oh, but it was all on you, because the only thing that I did was to use your own insecurities or your own darkness against you. So yes, I may gave you the idea, but you were the one that executed executed it blindly. So what is it about you that you lose yourself because you are thinking of pleasing me? Like, what do you take my word so, like, like, as if it was a gospel? You like, what, when was the moment that you lost yourself or your sense of responsibility, and you like put all the power on me? This is something that a Scorpio energy, a Scorpio placements, especially when you meet a lot of Scorpio people in your life, they can be manipulative, they can be scary, they can be pushy, they can be cruel, they can be not the nicest, but it depends on who you are. Like a Scorpio energy or Scorpio people, sometimes they come into your life to show you your own darkness. Like, yes, it's easier to say, oh no, Scorpio made me do it, and not to say that actually a Scorpio was the one that reflected you or mirrored you, your own darkness. All the things you wanted to do unconsciously, or that insecurity in you, that Scorpio just like exposed you, exposed how empty or how weak you are. They exposed your vulnerabilities. And this is why sometimes some Scorpio people don't like each other, because they're always like picking on each other, like, okay, like, like, I'm better than you, and not like a Leo, like an ego thing. It's more like, I know the truth about you. I know you're not that nice as you claim to be. I know there's darkness inside of you. So bring it on. I want to see it. I want to see you raw. And another Scorpio doesn't want to be seen, because the Scorpio energies or Scorpio placements or Scorpio people are very secretive. So sometimes they would prefer for someone to tell them their whole story, their whole securities, their open your heart to me, tell me everything, tell me your secrets, but I'm not going to tell you mine. So this is why when you meet certain Scorpio people, sometimes you don't get along, because you, with your own intuition, you can sniff that they want to get something out of you, to use it against you. Actually, it's not against you, because they teach you more about yourself. You cannot be mad at a Scorpio for telling you some truths, very hurtful truths, because they help you to transform. Low vibrational Pluto and Neptune, but when they are used in a high vibrational, they can really beautiful. Uh, Neptune is all that glamour selling a dream. Hollywood is like that too. It cuts you out of reality, and waking up can be really painful. Also, Rahu, if you're familiar with Vedic astrology. I saw a little about Vedic astrology, but I found it fascinating. Earth element to me is more about communication and it's a bit detached, friendly but not really obsessive or messing with your mind and emotions. He died a few years ago. Um, yeah, yeah, guys. I don't know how we are talking about astrology again. I'm sorry, guys. I just was ranting and I got out of out of topic. But yes, since we were mentioning like the Lulu behavior, and everything that um we think about that, it's interesting. Okay, guys, let's pull some cards because I'm going to finish this soon. Not you exposing me. Every time I remember Aquarius is an earth sign, I just get mad. It should be water. Why? Oh, because of aqua. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Mariana. Next time I'm going to pull card for you, but not today because I'm really like very like tired physically. Like I can really like we can pull cards for like this is why I think that when I pull cards for idols, I somehow do it because I feel like an idol and a public figure, it's sometimes like something very I wouldn't say superficial, but it's not like reading for a real person. So I would prefer to not pull cards for real like real people. For example, that I know that you have been part of this. Because right now I'm really tired, so I want to be in my best condition to pull cards for real people. The Lulu behavior is fans being met and demanding what tale a grown man should do or not because he followed Lucas on Insta yesterday. You should have seen the tweets and reaction. Oh, he wasn't following Lucas? Hey Spirit. Can you pull a card for TXT? Okay, I'm going to pull a card for TXT. Two actually. TXT. They got and the devil and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it could be that they are working on something. They are working on something. Um, with the devil here, it seems like there's a lot of ambition between the members. I think that there are some that are more ambitious than the rest. And I think that before they have a comeback, they need to work on this. I wouldn't say it's an issue, but I think that it has to do with something that they have to work among themselves when it comes to attitude, because this does affect their teamwork. In the sense that there could be some, because the devil is a card that also they talk about ambition and jealousy and being petty and being trying to be controlative, so I definitely think that they should work on this, because it does it does sound to me as if there's some toxicity among the members. Like, I don't know which one, I will say all of them, but there are probably one or two and three, probably because we have three people in the Three of Pentacles. But one being the mediator and the other two like being really competitive with each other, like being really like watching each other, not trusting each other, like constantly like picking on each other, and not being cute, actually being very selfish. So I think that the devil actually showing me that probably they are becoming more ambitious, and probably, there's something about the way they're being managed, that probably they feel a bit uncomfortable with some things, and a bit like, how can I say this? A bit frustrated with the path that their career is taking. I don't know if it's taking too long to achieve something, or if they want to achieve something and they are not getting it. So there's something about them feeling like very frustrated and very like uncomfortable, that this is what it makes them like get mad at each other, and I think that they should work on this and use, and yes, if you're ambitious, like, yes, be ambitious or be competitive, but do it like with a purpose. Do it and turn all these strong emotions or strong desires into, in the practice room, like, or in the creative room, like, like bring ideas and work on the teamwork. They have to work on the teamwork, because they have to work as a team. There's something here about ambition, about some people like looking at, okay, what can I do on my own, or how much can I receive on my own, there's a bit sense of like, and this is why the other part is also very alarmed, because they are like, okay, this person is being selfish, he's not thinking about our group. Mm. Okay, got 7 Yunjai. Yeah, there's something in there. Well, in case of God 7 Yunjai, definitely he received his birthday with a lot of love, a lot of communication, a lot of like really like he feels very emotional, and probably, I don't know if he communicated with the fans, or he was able to start a communication with fans or with people that love him. But definitely he feels very prosperous, he feels very loved, he feels very emotional. He's a very emotional guy, actually, because he got as the queen of cups. So definitely there's a lot of things that he wants to say. He probably wants to work on himself so he can express himself better. In the sense that probably he's like, okay, I need to work on my way of communication, because he does feel a lot. He's a very sensitive person, despite of him being an earth sign. He has, and he's also very intelligent, and probably he's good with words, but there's something about opening up his heart. He's very emotional, sentimental, being a bit, allowing himself to be a bit cheesy if he wants to, so um yeah, he's like, okay, I want to, like allow myself to be vulnerable in front of these people. I want to let them know how I feel. So probably if is he releasing something as a solo artist, like does he have a project, or did he release something? Because it seems like, there's something on the way here. um like he probably is like creating something, he's starting something, that has to do with writing lyrics and actually like sharing this with others about how he feels. He's very emotional, he's a very emotional guy. He has a lot of feelings, he has and he really wants to communicate more with the fans. Okay guys, who's next? He got the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. K-pop in general. Can you be more specific, Mari? Side note: Two Baddies was bad. The album I would give it a 7. I like Two Baddies, but well, I know it's not for anyone. Um, can you pull a card for Hyun Jae from The Voice? Oh, he has his birthday. I have to do a reading for his birthday boy, Hyun Jae. Um, Knight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Like a true Virgo guy, he's always working, he's always expressing his ideas, he's always been a better version of himself. He's a very hardworking guy. And he's always thinking about moving. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? I need to work on this. I need to be better on this. I need to resolve this. I need to like review this. He's someone that his mind is always like very busy. He's always like focused on work, and I think that somehow this makes him feel a bit like probably he is a guy that has sentiment, but I think that he hides a lot behind his work or his status as an idol. Or this not a coincidence that being an idol is very close to Virgo nature, to be immaculate, to be perfect, to be perceived as perfect, to be flawless, to be an angel, to be, the perfect citizen, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect girlfriend. So I think that he definitely works, and he pushes himself to the fullest to be the perfect representation of an ideal someone. And I think that there's a lot of things here that probably he should like change a bit, in the sense that probably I think that he's too focused on work. He's too focused on, okay, what do I have to change about myself? Like I don't like myself like this. Like should I change this? Should I do this like this? Should I do this? And I think that he hides a lot under or behind his work. I think that he definitely should put more effort into relationships. There's also something that he's evading here behind this need to be always busy or to be always working on details. There's I think that there's a lot of fear behind all of this. Like he's hiding his true self. I think that probably there's a bit of like a lot of emotions that he has that probably he doesn't know how to like how to express properly. He doesn't know how to put them into words. And he probably is an overthinker. He thinks too much, so he's like, okay, I need to get out of my head. I'm going to get back to work. But there's a lesson here to be learned. I think that he needs to be a bit more mature and not run away from his own flaws, because actually, yes, he can put the effort, he can be all the time 24/7 working, but he cannot escape himself, like in a sense that he needs to face that he's much more than a face or than an idol, that he is also a part of the society, and that he can like do more in society. I don't know, for his family, for his friends that don't have anything to do with the business or the industry. He's much more than his work. And actually, he is more valuable as a human. He has value outside of what he can do as an idol. I hope I'm making sense, but I think that he should like definitely like work on himself. Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Fluffy! Happy birthday! Maybe they confirm a comeback. Okay, maybe. Um, maybe Ten of Swords, Queen of Swords. I think that probably very soon they are going to get out of this feeling of really feeling defeated, like feeling like really tired mentally, like really feeling like they had been through a lot, like probably a lot of like opinions, a lot of people like middling in, a lot of people like getting into their business or talking about them. And I think that definitely, I definitely sense that the comeback is going to be a success, and it's going to come very soon. um they definitely want to reach the fans. They want to give love to the fans. They are so grateful to the fans that they want to give a very abundant and prosperous attitude. They definitely went through a lot, so they are not in denial of everything, that the insecurities and all the times that they felt like they cannot take it, or they are just exhausted of so much criticism. If you see these swords are like all the opinions, everything that all the people say, all the people, the claiming of people, the rumors, the words, everything. It's like one of these swords, but they are embracing this and being like, okay, yes, we were like this, but we still want to open our hearts to what we love the most to do, that is being an artist, that is giving back to others the joy that you enjoy the music, that you connect with them, that you open yourselves up, to a connection with their artists and with what they have to bring as artists. So I think that definitely they want to be this sort of very, give this sort of motherly embrace, when you're like, okay, here we are with our music, we want to embrace you, we want to show you a good time, we want to show you that we care, that we have all of this bottled up here inside of us, but we still feel, we still want to give you all of us, so this is very sweet. Finally, the days of a lot of struggling and overthinking and feeling betrayed in a lot of ways are going to be over, because they're turning into this Queen of Cups. Yeah. Yeah, actually, you can get a surprise. Actually, I think we have to be remain, we have to remain hopeful. Mm-hmm. We have to remain hopeful. Okay, guys, I'm going to take one last question and then I'm going to go. Okay, Sun Home, Infinite Sun Home. Another like a lady. He got the star, which I cannot show because it's naked. The star and the the eight of swords. So I think that for him, he's also trying to find some meaning behind all these years of feeling so restricted, or all these times where he thought that he didn't have the the ability to get out of a very toxic situation. I think that here with the star card, definitely I believe that is his destiny, and probably he does have like some guardian angels, some spiritual force that is somehow guiding him to where he needs to be. So he is like coming into much more awareness of how much somehow some coincidences are happening, so he can set himself free, and also set himself free from a lot of situations where actually he put himself in those situations, um in the sense that probably he was too harsh on himself, and he was like very in denial of like, okay, I'm staying here because like nothing is going to change, everything is going to be the same. And actually no, like the boundaries or the restrictions is only his mind. He's actually not tied up to any responsibility, nor karma, nor debts. It's all in his mind. He just needed to make the decision, the decision to set himself free, and also to forgive himself. There's something here that probably has to do with a lot of sorrow, feeling very guilty. And I don't think that he felt guilty because he wanted to. I think that probably he was taught, or he was like somehow educated to feel ashamed of certain things, or to carry the blame of certain things, when he actually had nothing to do with this. So I think that the star is slowly like guiding him to a better place, to a brighter future, where he can let go of all these internal like struggles, because actually he was very on a pause, like where he wasn't very active, but he wasn't also like hiding, like there was like a lot of like situations where it wasn't clear what his position was, or what his decisions were, or what his ideas or sentiment or opinion about something was. Like he was so tied up that it was so confusing to see the real him, like, as if he was someone's puppet. So now he's setting himself free. He's setting himself free from a place of like feeling like he has no control over himself. I think that he sometimes, with all this overthinking and being a bit like pessimist about his fortune, because actually I believe that he's a very lucky person. It's just that maybe inside he never felt like he deserved what he got. So now the star card is like, hey, you have this brand new beginning in front of you, but it's up to you. That, do you want to reach it? Do you want to get here? Like I'm going to put people in your life, and I'm going to push certain events so you can see the way out of this. But you need to keep your eyes open. You need to keep your third chakra open. You need to be a bit more intuitive. You need to be a bit more connected. You need to be a bit more like present, so you can see the gifts of the universe or the gifts of God, the opportunities that I'm sending you this way because I'm helping you release something that doesn't belong to you. And I read someone wanted me to pull cards for Felix. Stray Kids Felix. Okay, he's going to be the last one, guys, and then I'm going to go. Okay, Felix. Felix got the moon and the Five of Cups. So, does anyone know where Felix is or how he's doing? Because it seems like he's thinking a lot, like about like about all the things that he lost. Like there's something very. Is Felix okay? Because there's like a bit of blue, like a bit like emotionally disconnected from what is surrounding him. He's like thinking like, oh, I wanted this but I don't get it, like I wanted something else, or probably he's having like a sort of like existential crisis. Because here with the moon, it seems like he goes through mood changes, where sometimes he wonders like what's the meaning behind everything that he does. And also because he probably lost something recently. I don't know if it was like a friendship or a connection, but he lost a connection or something that was very dear to him. And actually, I don't think that he lost it like literally. I think that it has to do with him wishing things would turn out differently. So probably he was very like excited about someone or excited about a connection with someone, and all of the sudden this connection was left in nothing because we have the moon. So the moon is sometimes when your judgment is clouded because you cannot see clearly, especially because the moon represents the nighttime. So sometimes your unconsciousness or your unconscious can be a bit tricky, like you cannot really see what's going on. So probably he's a bit sad because I don't know if he had like an argument with someone or he was hurt by someone's actions, so he was like, oh, very disappointed, but at the same time not saying anything, like keeping it to himself, being like, okay, I'm hurt by this, I am confused by this, I wish things happened differently, or I wanted things to be different, and now it's done, I cannot undone it. But I'm not going to actually reach out to this person or ask them about, like, okay, what happened, or what do you think about this, like we need to talk. I think that he's very recluded in himself, like pretending like nothing happened, like, okay, it just ended like this, and he's a bit disappointed, he's a bit disappointed. He's like, oh, look what we lost. Like, we are like, I thought we had something good and now it's gone. He's actually been a bit moody, or been a bit like, he's a bit disappointed, a bit disappointed. Probably he was expecting something to happen, and I don't know why, since this is the vibe of cups, maybe it's some special someone that he had like sort of plans with this person, and somehow it didn't go the way he wanted to, so he's very disappointed, and he's like very disappointed at himself. He's like, oh, how come I didn't see this coming? Or, he's been like very like a typical Virgo. He's like, he's blaming himself, for actually not seeing reality. But actually he will not be able to see reality because he is with this with this like moon card. So you know that the moon card, it can be deceiving as well. So probably, I don't know if he had an argument or a disagreement with someone, or he felt like disappointed by someone's action. I think that probably he feels like this now, but he will make up in the future. Like he will have the proper time to have a conversation and to clear all the doubts and all the like the misunderstandings, because the moon can be very tricky and also lead to a lot of misinterpretations. So so this is just the mood of today. Okay, guys, thank you for being here. I'm really exhausted, so I really appreciate that you stayed, that you connected here to be with me, even if this was very brief. um I don't know if I wake up, like if I have like the proper rest, probably tomorrow I can do a live like at 11 a.m. my time. So I don't know if you are around at that time. Maybe you will get a notification. I will try to post, like to let you know that I'm going live. But yes, so we can like keep talking, so I can get the proper rest and be better, in a better mood tomorrow. So yes, if you are around, I can be like at, at 11 my time. We always have Sundays at 10, but this time it can be at 11. Even it can be a very short live, but maybe I can answer a few more questions if you have, if you didn't have the chance to get them answered now. So yes, guys, so I hope to see you tomorrow. So yes, guys, thank you so much for being here. And well, I will let you know if I will do another live tomorrow. Have a great Saturday, guys. Bye.